We got rituals for damn near anything you want to do, and we can give them to you tonight.
Hey, Chris V. Still get it from the intellect reservoir, cosmic surfing. These two sons of God didn't come from virgins. Ether makes up these gods. We rode light angles to the earth plane. Again trapped in skin, but a different name. Monads, been here since Ruth and Moabs. Thought you killed me when Drew and Marcus got toe tagged. That's why I'm here with the Grand Chairman of Fear. Truth make you think critical like Sabir. Doing the God things, I make ancients appear. And all I'm hearing is knocking while I'm watching a seer. Ancient rituals and sound healing notes through Pro Tools. Eye-to-eye transfers knowledge, you need no schools. Waking up the masses, music is class's stage. Most fail cause they look like the flying shades. Following demons possess Kanye's and Lil Wayne's. Expecting a hippie with a cross and a Greek name. Inner melanin calls me DMV to link up with no cheese. Orisha's in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired, but that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me. I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster, but trust me, they all in me.
I got it when the moon shifted the tomb in the melanated womb, sipping milk in the honey, doing triple black, boom. Touchdown, traveling on planet Earth where we crush clowns, while I'm managing this curse and preparing the elixir that turns copycats into kitty litter. These poor pussies pretending to be misters. I cannot sin, but I can be very sinister. My limitations are limited as I do a lap around the galaxy. Had to gather light and rally back and fuck the fallacy. And cause of that, I got labeled the antagonist, and it didn't help that I cuss and bun cannabis and bun candles and wear symbols of Orishas. And I put a hex on the heads of 7 preachers with 1 trailer spit aimed at the pulpit. Crush the crucifix, a whole tabernacle backflip. I'm not Catholic, but if I choose my bare resonance, you may just catch a glimpse of Lucifer's semblance. Up and down Jacob's ladder with my melanin, the vessel of no fear none. You can find the devil in.
God's in me, I say that so serious. Turn a nigga to a god, show you I'm serious. Got him proclaiming, name changing and facing with no guilt or fear. All these clansmen masons, we stand on squares, circumscribe our own circumference. Goddess Lakshmi bless me with abundance of prosperity. I speak with clarity, not to confuse. Put Moorish in front everything from Christian to Jews. I'm the anchor, so I don't listen to news on some snail type vibrations making me snooze. Calling a Parker to call down our UFO crews. Like Yahweh or Dogan shamans, we call on Ra Amen. For sun ritual, spiritual, I'm physically trapped. Rewind, play back, and get your pineal tapped. Like Gregory Hines, when I'm spitting the rhymes. A&Rs want me to blow, but all rights reserved when we sign. Inner melanin calls me DMV to link up with no cheese. Orisha's in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired, but that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me. I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster, but trust me, they all in me.
Alright, so let's polarization. Omagumu, Olensu, Shumala, Okija, Chiaja, Cheoa, Alcala, Locayo, Kakambo, Lalula. I need some halala shades. Issa, Manu, Noku, Mana, Inmatu, Tuki, Juba, Joba, Eglati, Kasimbo, Nizaba, Isala, Azilu Kaya, Azuzu, Zuzba, Numaresh, Babylonia, Ida, Ayo, Evelyn, Grandpa, Notorio, Monu, Netu, Nizu, Yohana, Hene,
many cowards, I don't see enough bravery. Some of y'all gonna fall for the slavery. Who you claim to be is a label C. It's the way you think and the way you speak. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree.
Flying cherry tree at temple meetings and holy day service. Cherry tree still has Massachusetts nervous. On the highway, you saw it. But no shots fired, but turned coats. So watch black and Moorish liars. Cherry tree on my ID and chest patches center. Cherry tree in the sky calls all more Avengers. Red, the cherry, 5-point green star, the leaves. Used to suffocate thieves or conquer beliefs. Master fruition, cause dirty Moors deceive with corpse banners before Moroccan cherry trees. Lying and call it a flag of the kingdom first, then boasting $11 million net worth. 10 to 50,000 years old, we're told, till you check the commas or talk to Brahmas. Curved axe head symbology is lunar. Touch my cherry tree now. Watch us scalp them sooner.
Too many cowards, I don't see enough bravery. Some of y'all gonna fall for the slavery. Who you claim to be is a label C. It's the way you think and the way you speak. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree.
You must have took a wrong turn. This is Moorland, not India. You got wrong words. No jurisdiction, so they conjure a way to take your nationality and confer. A dead status, dead man tell no tales. But draw lead brought it off, so you can't fail. A bill is not a law, apparently you can't spell. They want to steal and rob it on, tell you that you can't sell. Like today, speak up and get canceled. I'm a more thank Allah for the handle. Some pain I can speak, but you can't feel. Some pain runs deep, give me cold chills. Tap into the power of yourself. Memory locked down in your cells. Remember being stressed out in a cell. Wise up and switch teams, no NFL. Cause it's not a game, and I'm not insane. That's an Inquisition tactic that they're playing. Give you second evaluation just cause they can. If you don't understand, then ain't no getting past. The gatekeepers push laws, say truth is banned. Nowadays life is good, yeah I'm feeling grand. But still dealing with colonists on the land. Unity the way they saw the problem at hand. What you mean you live in a corporation? Morocco the empire where we're stationed. Morocco the empire, we a nation. My cherry tree got the whole world shaking. Moorish American, not Puerto Rican. It's like you can't sit still when I'm speaking. Too much truth got your whole soul tweaking. Put the axe down, boy, you the heathen. Too many cowards, I don't see enough bravery. Some of y'all gonna fall for the slavery. Who you claim to be is a label C. It's the way you think and the way you speak. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree. In a low, shallow grave where they buried me. Till I rose from the dead, now they scared of me. And they better be no trespassing. Put the axe down, boy, that's my cherry tree.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized dirty Moors, tongues cut out left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Ras Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bey, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually said. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger.
Sounds familiar.
Yo, it's ignorance, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same landmass. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotions.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces and hoots for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget backseats, new Moors are an issue. Get Ginsu, maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors call that sovereign citizen. Lying for views, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen Bay sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSTA. I got issues with
Keep it Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud if Drew Ali scrutinized their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Handing their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge the Commonwealth. Dirties claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
That way, the North Star's that way, Canaanland moves.
Read our pay every day. Uplift the fee cause we are base. We enforce the law and we obey. Forefathers from before is still today. Reading my Quran and my Torah. Universal laws in more rays. Read 4 chapters, receive it 4 ways. Great divine love rules our verse. Before I circle blocks, man, I circle 7's first. You bust the image, but your rhymes hurt. Declare 13 disrespecting earth. Love, but it's all in God's plan. Today's mathematics don't judge a man. Unity of life, embodiment of truth. I'm responsible for every deed cause I seen the proof. No but Drew X, do I have to draw it out for you? Cause nationality is not a color I can use. Jerry Bruce, standing on my square, even without shoes. On the highest authority, spirit of blue. Marcus Coffee, whirlwind times 2. The world's in the wind when the trumpet blew.
Stand up, go into your bathroom. If you got a big floor to ceiling, cut the light on and stand and take a good hard look at yourself. You are the Moorish government, you know, and it took me a long time to get to understand that concept. I self-law am master. If I can govern myself, if I can govern my household, that's what I should be doing. Why should I walk out of my door and then leave everything that I know about myself in the house to go out and adopt something that I have no knowledge thereof? Makes no sense. So we need to stop asking that question. I ask myself this question. If not me, then who?
Death and wisdom, my friends, intelligent creatures, guardians of sacred knowledge, Olmecan features, secrets of the afterlife, manifest the present day. Dirty Moors and scoundrels lose their heads in a pleasant way. Deceit and deception, negative past thoughts, keeps awareness on point. Spirit messages never off. Inner realizations, encounter the higher selves. Next plane existence explains my consistence. Without a foe, you never know, so paths most resistant. Divinity, my twin flame, side chick and mistress. Metaphor metaphysic, Kabbalistic, Almaroc mystic, patriarch, papistics, make my thoughts sadistic, so indigenous, call me Americanistic, invoking the ancestors, Saracen cryptic, suns on rotation, flows ecliptic, shatter all illusions, reveal the realistic, sitting in the dark, holding the light marvelous, recognize the artifice, skin so carbonous, hair so antenna, I feel them from Vienna, myriad of virtues, lessons in reptilian henna, enlightenment seekers won't find it in mainstream, focus as a laser, stay balanced like a beam, not even a gymnast, whenever I flip this, as above so below, get out when within this, don't think I'm a slave cause I speak in English, Drew Ali the water, watch your flames get extinguished, living in your higher lower self is relinquished, reputation of master teachers, call it distinguished.
Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard, brother. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. The things I used to do, I don't do no more. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. There's a great change in my life. It's fine. Get your brother. It's fine. Congratulations. Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard, brother. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. The things I used to do, I don't do no more. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. There's a great change in my life. It's fine. Get your brother. It's fine. Congratulations. Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard, brother. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. The things I used to do, I don't do no more. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. There's a great change in my life. It's fine. Get your...
This is why people don't want to be Moors. This is why people don't want to be Moors, because these guys. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Woo. Yeah, Morris, get out here. Push the button. Switch the button. Push the button. Any Morris got something to say about this right here? This is Morris Science Temple. Push the button and just get off this thing. We just want to know. Because I'm a Moor and I'm disgusted looking at this stuff right here. I'm disgusted. I have to laugh to keep from crying and asking Allah, why? Why, Allah? Allah, why? Why, Allah, why? Why, Allah, do these people have the seat of power? These people. Moor Science Temple of America, founded in 1913 and all that stuff like that. These are the guys who have it now. These guys. These guys. Now you see fezzes in there? You see fezzes and Moroccan flags and stuff like that? How come this is church? Right now, 2022, this just happened. He just nationalized last week or something. This is the nationalization ceremony for you to be a Moor in the Moor Science Temple of America. Because with us, all members must proclaim their nationality and stuff like that. So when you go in the doors, you better be a Moor in there because, you know, this is Moor Science Temple. It's not a European Science Temple. This is not that. So we're just going to play this again, and then we just want Moors to just get on here, say your 1 minute, and then get off. Because this is nuts right now, that this is what people think Moor Science Temple of America is. We have a Moor Science Temple of America. We don't do this in our temple. In our temple, we don't shake hands in our temple. We hug because we're family. You know, we're all family here. Shaking hands. What are you talking about? This Moor proclaims his nationality and you guys just there boring, singing songs. Isn't this supposed to be a joyous thing? Isn't this, Jwali say this is something you could jump about and scream about and all that stuff? Shouldn't you be jumping up and down that you're a Moor, knowing that you're not Negro, black, colored? Well, let me shut up and just push this button. So Moors could say their piece based on... I know it looks like this Moor Science Temple of America. I mean, they have the flags up. There's 2 Moors right there. So this has to be Moor Science Temple of America, nothing else. Okay, so wherever you go on the internet, do your research or whatever like that. And then these people come up. Are you going to join the Moor Science Temple? That's just a question for out there. That's not even, you know, you don't have to answer. But yeah, just based on this more, what do you think about this stuff right here? You got a minute.
Got a minute.
We're just
okay, so
more we could get on here.
Peace of greens, bros. Right. My 1 minute, I would like to say this. Brother Corey has said just very briefly, right? So I'm gonna quote Brother Corey. The song that they're saying is the things that they used to do, they don't do no more. Now that's a double negative, right?
Mm.
Okay, so the things that they used to do, they don't do no more. So it's like if we like Brother Corey has suggested, switching up the cadence. Either way, it's sounding like they're not wanting to be a Moor. However, at the same time, saying that they don't do no more, which means they are doing more. But what kind of more are they doing? So I just kind of I'm just looking at it like, you know, it just really looks like to me the same way that people are like, I guess, brought into certain situations or orders or something, where it really just, you know, my question would be, and I'm going to quote Brother Ara here, you got Prophet Noble Drew Ali's lessons and you're out of shape like that, you know, and I yield the floor.
Islam. Give thanks more. Anybody else just push the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the best of health, but you know what I mean? I can see my shoes. These are your grand cheeks right now. When you go look it up, oh yeah, we're gonna go join the Moor Science Temple. Bring the whole family or whatever like that. These people. Anybody else out there? Need to talk about this? Need to vent about this? This being their representation. When people look up Moor Science Temple of America, they're not gonna see what you're studying or whatever. This is what they're gonna see. What do you think about that, Moors? You got 1 minute to just get on here and say your piece based on this crap right here called Moor Science Temple of America. People playing games. We had a temple since 2010. We had a building. Still here. Thing is, we reach out to the first temple in Canada, as they call it. First temple here ever. You think these people ever left a message on the voicemail or whatever? Never. None of them. None of them. We've been at the same number for 10 years. They're the same number. So if you have anything to say about this crap, just push the button. Oh, what was that? I saw something in the chat. Is that from Showtime Vice series? Oh, thanks for bringing it up. Thanks for bringing it up. Since we can't show that because they're going to block stuff and all that, and copywriting and all that BS, so that they could talk BS about Moors, and then Moors can't say anything because then they're going to be copyrighted. Okay, so how about we show these guys? This is Vice right here. So right now we're watching Vice. Right now we're watching Vice. This is Vice right now. This is what Vice did. Vice did the same thing that we're telling you right now that they're doing with this right now. They showed you the worst representation of Moor Science Temple of America on Vice. Those guys? We're not even talking about the other stuff they were talking about in there. These guys. These are the ones that they picked. They really picked Braswell Bay and these people as who they're gonna show. Who said go to them? Who said use them as the representation of Moor Science Temple of America? Like, why them? There's other Moor Science Temple of Americas. How come they didn't call Nature or something like that?
They could have hit closer, Grand Sheet.
Islam, boy.
Islam,
long time.
boy. Long time. I owe you phone calls. I'm glad to hear.
Glad you're well. We're glad you're well.
Yeah, Islam Moore is good. Hello, everyone. Yo, I don't even need 60 seconds. Just a quick 30 seconds. This is exactly why people, when we talk about nationality, they hear religion. Because we back to singing these church songs. And even the more, as he's in the video, he looks uncomfortable, in my opinion. Almost like, okay, I'm trying to find the way, but I'm not sure if this is the way, but I hope it's the way. And honestly, just go back to the books. It's in the treaties, it's in the law, who we are. But this type of stuff, poor representation, because this is why we can't get past the religion issue. It's not a cult, it's a nation. We're family. If anything, another quick thing, he said, welcome aboard. I didn't join the Moors. I was born one.
Yeah.
But Islam Moors, y'all be safe. Thank you for talking about this, Cujo, because I'm just like, Peace.
Peace, Moor. Yep. And again, letting you know, this is not how it goes. This is not how it goes. Banner before the national flag. Not a banner before the national flag. Let's even say that the stars and stripes is the American flag. Let's just go with that logic, that this is the American flag. Because if it's the American flag, then that means it's the Moroccan flag. And if the Moroccan flag is red with a green 5-point star, why is that before that? It doesn't even make sense. There's no way that Stars and Stripes has supreme jurisdiction over red flag, green 5-point star. There's no way. It's impossible. The only way that could happen is under color. But then if the people are colorable, then that would mean that it'll be easy for them to pull that front off. And then use these same people who are supposed to be red flag with a green 5-point star first, and then Stars and Stripes. Not because of our opinion because that's how Drew Ali did it at the convention. We're not talking convention, Moor Science Temple convention and all that stuff. We're talking Pan American Conference convention. That today they say Organization of American States. So he was dealing with nation. He wasn't dealing with the Moor Science Temple. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let... No way. No way. That's what he meant when he went to the Pan American Conference. He meant what you just saw. If you think Noble Drew Ali went to the Pan American Conference and right before this picture, he was in there and everybody's singing, yeah, right. You think that was good? You think that was going on? That's what happened. That's what happened, right? So all the delegates of every American state is at this conference. And Noble Drew Ali comes up, the representative of the Moor Science Temple of America. This is the representative of the Moors through that institution, Moor Science Temple of America. And he went up on the stage. And then the whole place is going nuts. Backflipping. Guy running out with the jacket, just waving at people, people falling over. That's what they're doing at the Organization of American States? I doubt it. So how dare them, these jokers saying that they're Moors and they're singing hymns, exercise whatever they're exercising, and then how dare do people look at that as the representation of Moors, as if we ain't been told you that this is not religion and all that. Drew Ali told you this is nationality. What are you talking about religion for? What's religion have to do with something? Who said religion? Somebody said religion? Then he said Allah. And said Allah. What that means religion? Then he said Islam. I self law master. I self law am master. You look those up in the dictionary, see what they mean and all that stuff. We're still trying to find out how you equate Moor Science Temple and Moors and Noble Drew Ali and Moroccan flag to religion. Nationality, that's not religion. Divine Creed is its own jurisdiction. We're not even there yet. We're doing nationality first. So you think you're Negro black colored. You think you'll put a fez on it. They turn away from the Moor. You're thinking that I don't want nothing to do with that. Yeah, that's just church. No, that's not church. That's not church. That's treason. So they have a building called Moor Science Temple of America. They're singing hymns. That's treason. And this Moor that they had there singing hymns on him, putting the hex on him, to blind him from finding the truth now. Because remember, all these people are, look at the belly. They're dark priests. No adept. Adept's gonna be like Jet Li or something. Silver Fox is gonna be the adept. You gotta be fat guy. And the master of the masters is gonna be fat guy. Belly like leaning back. You know that chitterlings and all that. well done steak and all that stuff. That's not mushroom steak that they got. They got belly from mushroom steak. That's not. Look at Drew Ali. You see any fat people in them pictures? Obese, we're saying. We're not talking about people who got a little weight on them because whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about belly like this. These are the people who are supposed to be the representation. No, okay, let's see. European representation, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Moor's representation, this guy, singing hymns with a belly. Bear could do the belly like that too, not just the. If Bear could do the belly, then you really better be checking yourself right now. You really should be checking yourself if you think beer belly guys are the representatives of the Moor Science Temple. You know Moors that drink their wine and stuff like that, and they're not fat. They're not slurring in their speech and all that. Don't let them fool you. One, that Drew Ali had the flags backwards. Because no, he didn't. Because when he went to forget what he did in Moor Science Temple of America. When he went to the Pan American Conference, he had the sombrero. He didn't have the feather turban. Why? Because of jurisdiction. So what's he really saying if he goes into the jurisdiction of the sombrero guys with the sombrero on, with the Moroccan stuff and all that? What do you think? What do you think message they're getting? Don't worry about Hughes and United States whoever's and Indian whoever's that were at the convention. Don't worry about them. All those other nations. You're not talking about the imposters. All the other American citizens, like Drew Ali told these Moors. Do you think the American citizens are some Europeans? What other American citizens is he talking about when he's talking about American citizens? Who is he talking about? He ain't talking about Europeans. See how the religious stuff gets you messed up? And have you not looking at this as nation? Drew Ali didn't wear a fez or turban to the damn Pan American Conference. He wore a sombrero. Why come you doing fezzes up, turbans up, Moors? How come you do that? Where's this fez and turban at? Hey, how come Drew Ali's not wearing? Hold on a second. How come Drew Ali's not wearing a feather turban? Find me a other picture of Drew Ali, what he got on. There's some people tell you top hats and all that stuff. That's BS. Drew Ali wearing no top hat. You wearing a top hat for you got a fez. Why? Obviously you're playing games if you're gonna wear a top hat instead of a fez. And you just push the top hat down and then you got the sombrero. You got the fedora, you got the sombrero. There ain't too many hats. Didn't he say he come to save the nations, plural? He didn't come to save temple members. He said he came to save the nations.
And he said American citizens. He wasn't talking about Europeans. The United States of America had nothing to do with them Europeans. The United States of America was all the American states that were united, that knew that this was Moroccan Empire. Because Jolly went to the Pan American Conference, put everybody on game. You think everybody got their little power to say FU.S and all that stuff? Whether they were runaway slave, whoever, who said, hey, we're going to set up stuff, and if you try anything, we're going to. And they were already doing it, or whether they were dummies. When he hit Pan American Conference, and all these American states realized that this is their birthright too. And then that was what, 28, right? And then 29, what happened? And then everybody went right back to being Negro instead of sticking to the program. Yeah, we're more F what you guys say. We got this. No, they don't want that. They want what you have going on exactly right now, singing hymns in the temple. And that's what Moor Science Temple is. So that people could look at it as some BS. Because they're going to lump it all together. They're going to lump it all together when if there's dirty Moors, you can't lump it all together. You think you're not lumping all the people who do dirt with the people who are trying to live a clean life? You're not lumping them together. The clean people won't have that. They say, oh, you got to change up your ways before you be on this side. You're not riding with your BS. You got put on game. You got put on game that they got the gold ticket right now for you to get your Moorish passport, because it helps you get all around the world, and you can go anywhere with the Moorish passport because it comes from Allah, and Allah told me to go all the way to China from America, where I was born, to sell you Moorish passports that you can go anywhere in the world and show that, and they'll let you go through the gate, and that means that you did something Moorish. What doesn't mean you just gave him 171 notes like a dumbass. The World Passport Authority makes passports that are accepted all around the world. Well, not all around the world, but it's accepted. Some places say, now you can't use it. Some people say, yeah, I guess we're going to let you do your thing. World Passport Authority. Look them up. They're not United States or Canada or China or whatever. They're just an entity that makes passports. So it's not something that can't be done. It's not no big deal. It's corporate activity. So there's no issue. Now they're giving you the gold ticket. How come they didn't tell you? How come they didn't tell you a fun film fact? A fun film fact. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the newspapers reported about the fraudulent winner of the 5th golden ticket in Paraguay. The man pictured in the paper was a real-life Nazi named Martin Bormann. The joke by the director was that he had fled like many other Nazis to South America. Fun film fact. Say that fast 20 times. And then all these people got gold ticket because they can get worth 9999, but then you flip 9, that's the 666, and then 666 is the devil and all that stuff. And then the Nazis and Martin Bormann, and he's on the paper with the 5th ticket, which was a fraud, but it was really a letting you know about Operation Paperclip, and that there was no U.S. beat somebody. So now they're pushing some authority. Just look up Operation Paperclip. And then how you're supposed to look at it is that it's supposed to let you know that they played you. They know golden ticket. Why would there be a golden ticket for your birthright? What are you talking about? This is your birthright you're talking about. They got the passports by the box sitting there. They got the passports by the box sitting there waiting for you to buy it. That's not nationality. That's international fraud. False identity and all that stuff that they talk about, that they do to people. When they give me a license and then they don't want to give it, and then they give something, of somebody else's name or something like that. We're not talking about that. You better get hip to game. You better get on game, because it's a racket right now. There's Moorish, whatever. And just like the people who are acting religious, this stuff is another way to make people look at it and say, oh, well, why would they have it? I don't want nothing to do with this Moorish stuff, as if this is Moorish. This is not Moorish. This is an opportunist. This is an opportunist who used to live here, couldn't stay here anymore for whatever reason. That information is not being put out. Why did you leave over here to go over there to be selling Moors from here passports? Why don't you just sell Moors from their passports? Like, what? Why are you selling World Service Authority? Their head office is Washington, D.C. Moorish American travel document head office is China. You don't see something wrong here? Why would the Moorish CEO for the Moorish Americans and Noble Drew Ali and all that stuff be in China? Why would their office be there? Why would Temple Number 1 be in China? Moor Science Temple of America, Temple 1 service meeting from China. You would think something's wrong here, right? You better would think that something's wrong here. These people are opportunists. Their job is to get you off of the path of knowing the truth about your nationality and your birthrights, that you're Moors. This is something that you're just going to go research and study, and that's how you're going to get it. It's not going to be you got it because you bought something from this guy over here because he had the blue feather coming out the turban and all that. And you read about the blue ethers, and then you think that there's a relation to the blue feather guy and the blue ethers. No, this guy's opportunist. You're going to be all blue ethers and you're in the physical body still. What are you talking about? It's not the foolishness. These people are opportunists. You should be doing is studying. That's what you should be doing. He's a dumb nigger. Shouldn't be doing anything else. Studying. And then if you've been studying already, and then, what do you mean I should be studying? I study already. You should be doing then. Because what are you doing all this studying for just to hold the info? What are you doing with what you're studying? Doing something with it? Okay, what you do with it, that's up to you. It's your stuff. Not my birthright. I know what I'm doing with my birthright. What are you doing with your birthright? Because yours, eh? Somebody else's birthright. So you better study it to know it so you can be it. You can't be what you don't know. If you don't know, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you're effed pretty much. Take this thing for a joke. Think this Moorish thing has nothing to do with you because you don't call yourself a Moor or whatever. It has everything to do with you. Everything. They're going to tell you, this is the same singing hymns people. They're going to tell you that the flags being like this inside the building is so that people outside the building could see it in the window. So if you're looking from the outside, then the banners first and then the Morocco flag second. That's their logic. So you see right down here, you can see the drapes pulled right there. So if the drapes pulled, what outside people, what people are outside seeing what? What are they seeing? What are people outside seeing? How come people are outside seeing stuff? It's for them. The flags inside the building is for the people outside to see it. Because even if you look at it from the perspective of wartime, if it's wartime, then that's what you want first. Because it's going in the direction of where the stripes are going. So the stars are moving forward. And what's waving would be the Moroccan flag, because all that corruption and whatever like that is going to fall off. That's going to be the first thing to go. And then what would be left is, have you been studying? Are you ready to inherit your vast estate? And it's not somebody that's going to be doing it. It's you that's going to be doing it. There's no one that's going to come and give you the whatever. That already happened with Noble Drew Ali. Somebody already came and gave you everything. So there's nobody else. It's now for you to take what was given to you and do something with it. Right? Now it's to take something and do something with it. Peace, Moor.
Islam, yes. Islam, everybody there. I can't really write nothing, but I just wanted to say the brother, because I want to speak about the brother. The brother, everybody studies, man. In New York territory, you got to be studied to the point where you're going to know what's up. When you go into the temple over there, you already see the flags and know what's up. I just want everybody to be diligent, know what you're doing, know what you're running into, understand how much this movement is infiltrated, stick to the right people
Mm-hmm.
showing you the right things, man. And that's pretty much
Yep.
it. Just want to say Islam to everybody, and I'm out.
Islam, more.
You're
Give
ready.
thanks.
Yes, sir. I don't know how you stop this. How you stop
Don't
this?
worry, I got you.
All right.
Yeah, I got you. No, you save the best for last to show you that, you better, be careful. Just be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I just wanted to reach out and commend you all at Canaanland for being sincere in the YouTube videos and shedding light in these crazy times. I also wanted to reach out because I had dealings with Lamont L. and Sharif 9 Featherweight. I had a Zoom meeting with Lamont in regard to foreclosure and was suggested to do reversion of estate. He told me that him and his people charge anywhere from 5K to 7K to do the paperwork and to coach. But he also reiterated that the paperwork won't save him but to study. That's Moorish Consulate now. I tell you, these people over here, they're singing hymns. Now here comes Moorish Consulate now telling you, in order to foreclose, we're going to do our class, we're going to doing that brother truth stuff. 5K. 5K. This is the Moorish Consulate guys right now. And people want to remain anonymous because they feel like they got played. And then they got played with 9 Feathers, who's also part of them. And they're frustrated and said, F it. I'm not going to put my name out there, but I'm going to tell you, they told me 5K. These are supposed to be Moorish brothers and all that. Because I'm going through adversity. When there's a holy covenant, I'm supposed to assist me in adversity, but they're not assisting me. They're not assisting me. They told me 5K. They're a foreclosure. When they could have just sent you, they could have just sent you to a mortgage myth on rvbaypublications.com. They sent you there. The document below is now in PDF. And it is a report on the rally that took place near Philadelphia Corporation. It is an excellent study tool for your understanding and overstanding of the mortgage myth written by Taj Tariq Bey. It is excellent information for your study, education, and qualification benefit. Therefore, study it well before taking other actions. Study well and become competent and qualified in your knowledge and position about some of the major things that take place when mortgages and foreclosures within the offices of bank representatives and agents and other claimants. It is wise to know these things as they relate strongly to your right of claim, to your estate and property. Was that 5,000? Should I tell you 5,000 right now? Okay, 5,000 now. Because that right there, that was pretty heavy. For free. That's pretty very free. They didn't even get into what this is yet that's gonna help you if you study it. They didn't get there yet. This is just the intro to how you deal with a foreclosure for free. For free. After testing yourself for competence, then you are ready to issue to the bank, mortgage company, claimants, trustee, lawyer, whoever, the official correspondence found below the rally document named Foreclosure Writ of Discovery. Be sure when submitting your correspondence that you address a natural person by name who is the representative or agent operating through or for the bank entity, mortgage entity, and any other entity making claims on the estate or property. Therefore, every time you correspond, place the name of a natural person that you are dealing with or is dealing with you before naming the entity, place, name in front of the entity name, as they are the natural person representatives. This prevents them from their practiced deceit of hiding behind corporate persons. Once they default by failure of qualifiable answering the stated questions, and they must answer all of them specific to the questions asked, you are then lawfully qualified to send them a default notice. We found there is no need to send a reconveyance letter, as your inheritance cannot be bought, sold, or transferred. Therefore, they are not and never have been a trustee of your estate. As you study, look up words: ancestral, ancestral estate, land, hereditaments, corporeal hereditaments, and incorporeal hereditaments. Also look up escheat and feudal law. In essence, study is required of you. Study is required of you. Because that's how you evade the scammers, because you're going to be on game when they approach you with the scam. You be already them looking at funny at the door. They even got to come inside, sit down, take off their coat and all that stuff. You already know that these people are fraud. You just you're just going through the motions with them. Been played. 5K. 5K from the consulate people. For foreclosure. Foreclosure paperwork. Foreclosure paperwork. You can go to RBB. You get the letter for free. This is free. Right? And then you see, just like how it's supposed to be, the Moroccan first, and then the corporate people. That's just what it is. You get mad. We're the obverse. So When they send you the little BS or whatever about the foreclosure, this is what you get for free just by studying. There's no 5Gs for this. Right? There's no 5Gs for this. Now put yourself in the seat of the receiver of this. Right? So when I start reading this, imagine you got this sent to you. You're Frank Joe of the whatever collection firm. Right? Please mail to the borrower the following certified and verified official copies of loan-related documents prior to the meeting scheduled for whatever date for the borrower to make a physical inspection of the following documents and enable the borrower to verify and witness the same. This is a lawful demand and request under the rule of discovery and forwarded to whatever bank, whatever agency, whoever is trying to play games with you. Remember, this is free. Please provide the requested information in order that I may study all evidence regarding this matter within 10 to 20 days of the receipt of this notice of discovery. Produce the following documents and associated instruments. Remember, and then you're going to have all these people at their conferences and all that stuff, 5,000 for their conference, come to their conference to come learn how to do the executive letter of the whatever, and they stole it all from this stuff right here. Right? Produce the original promissory note, front and back, associated with the loan from your whatever agency to the borrower. Produce any allonge, bill of exchange, and or promissory note, front and back, complete with the affixations or allocations attached to the borrower promissory note for endorsements. Produce all bookkeeping, journal entries associated with the loan to the borrower. Produce the deed of trust associated with the loan to the borrower. Produce the insurance policy in place on the borrower's promissory note associated with the loan. Produce all call reports and related notes made for the period covering the loan. Produce the deposit slip for the deposit of the borrower's promissory note associated with the loan. Produce the original order authorizing the withdrawal of funds from the borrower's promissory note deposit account. Produce the account number from which the money came to find the check given to the borrower. Produce verification that the borrower's promissory note was a gift to the lender from the borrower. Produce the name and address of the current holder of the borrower's promissory note. Produce the name and address of the lender's CPA and auditor for the period covering the execution. Produce a copy of their legal authority to do business in whatever state they're claiming they're doing business in. Produce evidentiary authorization to levy surcharges. So if all that's there for free, if you're going through some whatever with some agency, whatever like that, how you get played into 2,000 for a conference for these people? You're taking bus and all that stuff, get there tired, you can't even concentrate on what's going on when this stuff's free right here. And been free, because if we go back, we remember everybody likes receipts and all that stuff. Remember, this is April 2009. Since 2009, this is free. How much finance has these people gotten off people for foreclosure writs and all that stuff, foreclosure classes, how to deal with this, how to keep your, and then none of the stuff work. And then the people who get played don't go strangle the people who played them. They just, well, just not worry about it. Just not worry about it. The same consulate with the lights and all that stuff. When they did the lecture, Everlasting Life, and then they had the lights on the car and all that stuff. The same ones who got pulled over and then they pulled out their stuff and showed them that, yeah, see, the law is this and the law is that, or whatever like that. And then they got to drive off. What if that highwayman got 3,000 of the 5,000? What if that highwayman got a 200 to film something? Would you still take them serious? If that was all a setup and they bought that, because they're charging $5,000, right? Because somebody just let the cat out the bag. Someone just let the cat out the bag that they got charged $5,000 from the Moorish consulate people. Lamont Butler L. The guy with the badges and the other guys with the badges and the vests and the chip shades and all that. Them, the people who were on House of Reawakening Minds and all that. They're the same people who made the other sister lose her house that we were telling you last week. She lost her house and she's sleeping out the car right now because of these people. Consulate people. And then we have a whole building. We have a whole building, so much space we don't even know what to do with ourselves. But you only get the support from those who sincerely support. There's other people that could put, because if you're going to pay $5,000 to these people to lose your house, if you're just going to pay $5,000 to lose your house, what the hell are you paying $5,000 for? Yeah, and over the years we've been here since 2010. Since 2010, as far as fiat in the hand, fiat in some paper form, there's 4 people who said, here's 5, just because. We see what's up. Here's 5. Since 2010 to now. And in between, you know what I mean, you got people that do the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1, down into the hundreds, down into people give 10 notes. There's people for since 2010, every month they send their 10 notes. And ask no questions and want anything, whatever like that, just send their 10 notes. And then we had 4 times where someone said, here's big. 4 times, that's it. And then you look over there at United Way raping children, whoever doing all types of madness with children, they got billions. Something's off. What's off is the people's mindset. Because if we give in 50 billion to the church and we just showed you that, well, Moor Science Temple's church right now, so we should have millions if that's the case. We're still not giving it to Moors. Moors playing church. But they're going to get it from, IRS and all that. They're 501c3. They're registered for profit. Jolly was dealing with you're a beneficiary. They're your slave master. We know Moors who left our temple to go to Moor Science Temple, and they became chair fetcher and stuff like that. They became umbrella carrier. But they thought over there was where it was at. And we know Moors who see them. It wasn't that more in that video that you guys did or whatever. How come he's in Chicago carrying somebody's umbrella as a Moor? How come he's carrying somebody's chair? He used to be in your temple, right? Yeah. Left. When they tried to sell the birthrights to make finance and use the temple as if we deal with, we don't play them games. That's not our realm. That's not our realm. Because we know what this is about. You know what this is about. Well, nationality and birthrights. It's about sides and whatever. You're a Moor? You know you're a Moor? I know I'm a Moor. Yeah, there shouldn't be any issues. You know we're Moors. Issue comes in when people have their misconceptions and want to play games with you. Right? Yeah. Right. Gangster disciples right now indicted for murder, federal racketeering charges, RICO, whatever else. But God sends who's supposed to be saving them using some frozen cryogenic chamber. Larry Hoover is supposed to save you. And they had the war with the AI in the fifth dimension, and then they won the war. But you can't even get groceries. The beast system is on, whatever like that. But you going live on your phone. What are you people talking about? And who the hell's falling for this BS? You're off the grid, but you're going live. What are you talking about? They figured out the way, and then they made them take the seal off of Buckingham Palace and all that stuff. They just had the Queen Jubilee just the other day. The hell are you talking about? They tell you that Moor means black and all that stuff, but wouldn't dare say that to the face of the master teacher. You turncoat. Rod Hayes, the turncoat. I don't have to say that I'm a Moor and all that stuff. Yeah, you do. You have to say you're a Moor. Stop the dumb stuff. You have to be El Bede Al or Ali. You can't be some fiction. I studied Taj Street Bay for years. Why is your name still Rod Hayes then? If you studied Taj for years, you ain't proclaimed your nationality yet? What is Taj? Your cleaner? The cleaner. This is not a movie. The cleaner ain't nobody. I'm a cleaner. I wash the toilets at the temple too. I sweep and mop up just like everybody else. I wipe down something. I pick up a piece of paper when somebody says, "Oh, Grand Sheik." That means I'm not gonna take out the garbage because I'm Grand Sheik. People is title BS and then tell you the title's dead. They don't want the titles, but then they want to be the official House of Reawakening Minds, the official one. You know, the official one. If you're the only one, what more official do you want if you're the only one? Or is it because you're really not that? You're a church that has all these multiple names and whatever like that, and you gotta distinguish yourself from them. What kind of game you people playing? You're not playing me. I already know what's up. We're to warn the dummies so they don't get played. The hell you putting Rod Hayes on your platform before you put the first Moor Science Temple of America in Canada, as you say? This is the first Moor Science Temple of America in Canada. And Moors aren't gonna check it out. Moors aren't gonna check it out. Moors not gonna check it out. Study, study, study. Obashangol.com, rvbaypublications.com, moorishdirectory.com, khalifamedia.com. Study, study, study. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Study so you know. F what somebody's saying. Especially if they can't show you receipts. They try to claim a house and then they did 5 years and now they're telling you about $5,000 and then you're paying. Like, are you nuts? They just did 5 years for stealing houses. Now you have a house issue and you're going to these people who just did 5 years for stealing houses. Talk about UDIS Corporation, they don't have jurisdiction. No, yeah, they do. You're stealing somebody's stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Who claims somebody's stuff? You claim the land if you're going to claim anything. You claim the estate. Not claiming the property, not claim the estate. What are you talking about? How are you a claimant and you're claiming property when you're heir to an estate? You're heir to an estate and you're claiming property? I thought you're a Moor and all that stuff, and this is your vast estate. So why are you claiming property? Honors to all the Moors. Peace and love to all righteous Moors. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all mothers. Honors to all Moors worldwide. You already know who you are. You already know what's up. Peace and love to all the Moors. Honors to the Prophet, Islam.